3, 2, 1.
Start my ship. That Tambor is a fool.
Welcome to the Death Sticks and Bricks podcast. You are joined once again with your host, Luke, as well
I'm
as
Nick.
Nick. Let's begin. Nick, what are we talking about today?
Imagine your house burns down. You're a huge Lego Star Wars fan, and you don't have a single set or fig to your name. We're going to answer the question, what do you collect given the current circumstances you find yourself in today? So I think you start out by you want to identify what you really care about. This is something we have been thinking about and talking about as Disney makes more and more subpar shows, right? The Mandalorian's cool, Rebels, the Ahsoka show. Do you want to, the question is, should you collect those sets that come out from it?
Well, we'll find out in today's episode, won't we, Nick?
But personally, what do you think? Like, what are you looking to collect?
So for me, I think to start off the collection, I'm a big fan of battle packs. I think they're affordable and they have a lot of figures. The figures are generally good quality figures. Even though the builds might not be the best builds, they're still somewhat decent. So I think battle packs overall, I think, are just really good.
See,
What
I
about
like to look at it from another way. I like to go top down, right? So what in Star Wars, what do I really care about? I like episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and I like the Clone Wars. Other things are cool. Rogue One was good. I thought Andor was really good, but I'm not dying for sets from out of like that core canon. Like
Well-
really, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is what I really think is like hardcore canon, undefensible. Like when something breaks that canon, like that rubs me wrong. When they do something in like Ahsoka thing, or I'm like, it's like second canon. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, so your original question is your house builds, like how much money do you have? If your house burns down and you need to
Well, no,
restart your
you got to
collection.
start by what you like, though.
So
You give them
there's
money
no
first.
price.
Well, there's a $10 set and there's $800 set, but you got to figure out what you like first. Then that can help you build a collection.
I was just my point of view is you're starting your collection. You're not too invested in it yet. I like to start out with something that's a little lower price and you work up to the UCS and the Master Builder sets.
And that's a
Like-
common mistake. See, look,
Nick,
right?
there's no mistake in buying a battle pack though. It's cheap and it's pretty nice. Like
Yeah,
an
but you
Ahsoka
start
Trooper battle
something-
pack is solid. Even
Okay,
the microfighters are solid.
right? Let's say you're like a diehard, like original, I don't know. You're like, oh, we'll get something cheap. We'll start with the Ambush on Mandalore. It looks cool. I like this. Really, these figures don't have any emotional connection to you if you're really like a prequel, sequel lover. And you think the Mandalorian shows, if you're always buying sets like this, you don't really have much of a collection. You just have a bunch of different Lego sets.
I guess what I'm
Vers-
saying is if you want to start your collection, start with like 2 battle
Well,
packs. Build
but-
up on it.
I think you first want to define what you're looking to buy, what you like. What do you like? You tell like what's your favorite? What
I like
what do you
clones.
like?
I would say
You
clones.
like clones?
I like clones. I like Jedi. I like Sith.
See, I think what you want to do is you want to figure out what you like, right? So you pretty much the factions are there's people who like everything Lego puts out, like ultra collectors. There's people who like only the original trilogy. Often people are older who don't like the prequels as much. There's prequel lovers who like prequel the most and the original trilogy.
And Clone
Like
Wars, I would
you-
say. They like Clone
and
Wars.
Clone Wars,
They're
but
pretty
you and
good.
I like you and I would say.
Yeah.
So depending on where you fall is where you'd want to start, right? So like if I'm starting, I would probably be a prequel lover,
I put myself in that category as well.
right? So what are some good things to go for? I think the Sith Infiltrator is a really strong set to start with.
The price is reasonable as well.
If
It's a
you're a
little
prequel lover,
overpriced. It's a little
this is a
overpriced,
really good start.
but it's
You get
reasonable.
Maul, who you probably love. You get Qui-Gon. You get a cool set ship. This is a great starter. The reason we don't own this or like this as much is because we have Qui-Gon, Maul, and we have a Sith infiltrator we could build. And it's a little expensive. But if you have nothing, I think this is a great start.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's 70. Battle packs are a little cheaper. I guess what I was thinking is I kind of misinterpreted your original question, which was I just figured I thought there's a kind of a budget. I didn't know you have unlimited money. Like if you have unlimited money, why not just get all the UCS sets, you know?
Well, but $70 is
That's cheap. Yeah, it's pretty affordable.
if you're gonna collect a $20 and a $70 set is marginally similar. It's
Yeah.
way more expensive on a percent times. Like 70 is almost 4 times as much as 20. But like in terms of starting a collection, it's assuming you're going to buy more than one set ever.
Yeah.
And I
No,
just
it's
think you want to start really or a battle pack like this. If you're a prequel guy,
yeah, I
prequel
mean
Clone
that
Wars,
falls right
this
into
is
the
what
episode 1 through 6 timeline. It's perfect.
this is great. You get the droids, which is cool. You get clones that happen in the Clone Wars, but also episode 3. So like this really is probably the single best set to start with, I think. The only issue being the helmet holes, making it from being like one of the best sets ever.
It's not the biggest deal, I think, when you're first beginning your collection. I think it's just nice to have some clones, honestly.
If these clones didn't have helmet holes, would this be the best set ever?
Could be, honestly. I wish
If
that
it,
droid was a little bigger too. For people who don't know, we do not like how the helmet holes are slightly above the original position they should be in because they were. See, oh, go back to that one picture. They used to be like a millimeter down, you know, where they're in the correct position. But they changed them for some reason, and I just think for me, it makes the helmet look kind of bulky. Don't you think, Nick?
uh-huh.
Like it kind of sticks out of the side like a wart or something,
So this
which
is the older way. See how it just looks normal.
it
Like
looks
if they
very
wanted to
nice.
put helmet holes, they could have put the hole in here.
Like
Like
they did for
ones,
those Clone Wars phase ones.
yes, like this. See how the hole is right here. The issue is that they have like double, like where the hole like would be on the helmet, and they put like the actual hole here, and it looks weird.
And it sticks out twice. It's like
Yeah,
it sticks out
it's like a
here and it
wart.
sticks out. Yeah, it's like you have like 2 warts on their head.
Which
It
it's
looks
this. This is not natural. This is when like or like yeah, it just doesn't look right.
it makes the helmet just it doesn't look accurate at all. That's
And then the printing isn't look as good either. There's something like a reason like this bar like sticks out and it just doesn't look nearly as good as this does.
it's a little slim, much more slim. Yeah.
So that's what I mean by the helmet holes. But I think this is a great starter set, but some other really good prequel ones, right? If you love episode 3, which most people do who are prequel lovers,
Yeah, I would say around our age for sure.
you have the Invisible Hand. I think this is pretty affordable. It's not overly big. It doesn't have minifigs though, which is the downside of starting out. But I think it's such a clean set if you're a big prequel fan.
I agree. I think it looks really nice on display. I don't how many people you think if they're starting their collection really care about the display factor? You see
Could
most people are
care. Legos are a premium product. Legos are really they're expensive for the size you get, and they last a long time. So I think the display matters for all price levels. Another set I think is a money one if you're starting out is this ATT. Right? This is supposed to be from episode 3 because it's like got code. It's supposed to be on where's Grievous fight? Where's Obi-Wan fight Grievous again on?
Utapau.
It's supposed to be on Utapau.
Yeah, it's
The
pretty awesome.
ATT is super clean. You get a good amount of clones. They're not perfect, but still starting out, I think this is a great starting set.
I think it's the best. I mean, the ATTE just looks incredible.
It
Looks
looks
really nice.
awesome. Right? The only issue is the clones have helmet holes. and we don't own this personally just because we have an ATTE. So I didn't really feel like I needed another ATTE. That's kind of the issue with having collecting for a long time.
What is your one set that you'd absolutely stay away from if you're beginning your collection? You're like, that's just no way.
Ooh, a stay away.
Yeah, red flag. Like, or you could do multiple sets, but just big red flags. What
Let's
would you
start. Let's
say?
just go through all the sets. TIE Fighter X-Wing mashup. I think if you're starting out, you really don't want a niche set that doesn't have memorable figs. The X-Wing and the TIE Fighter is cool if you're starting out, but the figs really would throw me off.
Yeah, that's probably a stay away.
I
I
want,
would
if I'm buying
say
an X-Wing and a TIE Fighter, I want Luke in the, and I'm new, I want Luke in the pilot outfit. How about for you? What do you, what's your stay aways? Oh, brickheads.
oh yeah, I was
am
gonna
a,
say yeah, brickheads.
do not go brickheads. Brickheads are terrible looking.
My big stay away. Honestly, probably like any set from like hmm. Yeah, probably the mechs. Like I think it's stupid to buy them. Like what should you
You
start
get
with
a
the
good
mech? You're
fig.
only buying it for the figure. Like it's a
I
$16
don't like
figure.
most figs. Yeah, it's kind of a lot to pay for a fig,
So you're
honestly.
paying 16 bucks for a figure. I just think mech it's stupid to start your display. You're not gonna display a mech. Um
Mm-mm.
I just think anything outside of the episode 1 through 6, like if you start with a Mandalorian set, I just think like if I personally purchased like like that T6 shuttle as my first set, I would have a bad taste in my mouth because
It's just,
it's not iconic whatsoever.
these are the types of sets that are traps that you want to avoid.
They
You
look
watch the
nice,
Ahsoka show, you
they
think it's
look nice,
cool.
but then it's I don't know. It's not
It's
episode
just,
1 through 6.
these characters in the long run aren't memorable for you. These are forgettable. You don't remember the set. This is my number one set. If you were starting out, Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter. It is affordable. You get Obi-Wan, who's probably like one of the best characters in all of Star Wars. Who's better than Obi-Wan, do you think?
Um, I don't know, maybe Anakin, but he's right
Obi-Wan,
there.
but Obi-Wan takes out Maul. Obi-Wan takes out Anakin. Obi-Wan takes out Grievous. Obi-Wan stays true to the Jedi ways.
Yeah,
He trains Luke. He sacrifices himself to let them escape. He
yeah,
proves he's better than Vader when he dies and becomes one with the Force.
he's a pretty good character. No, that's a
And
money set.
he has good lines.
He does have good
So,
lines.
and I love this Obi-Wan.
It's also from such a good scene too when he's
I
talking to
know.
Tan Wee.
And we get Ton Wee, and I just think this is A plus beginning set. This
For
is my
sure.
number one set to start with. It
Actually,
displays well. It's cheap. What do you think's better? I think this is better than the Clone Battle Pack to start with.
it is. Yeah, I just think it displays better, and it's around the same price range. Less figs, but the figs are higher quality.
The opposite set of that is this. This is more expensive, forgettable. Yoda's great, and you get R2 really easily in other sets, so he's not really a draw, but I don't remember this set. Do you remember this from Clone Wars?
I've never seen. I feel like I don't remember his Starfighter
They've
at
made
all.
multiple of that set, so that's not on my starters list. But let's go back to some other prequel sets. Actually, I think that's kind of all we got in prequels. I think we covered them all. Do you like the helmets, actually?
No, there's something about him that just doesn't look right. Like I know what Rex's helmet looks like, Nick. It looks awesome, but then this sort of thing just it doesn't do it justice at all. It's not slit like it's not tiled off all nicely. It's something feels off about it.
I'm just
What do you
not a big helmet. It's a little small for me is the issue.
little small? I just think it doesn't look good. Something just feels doesn't look accurate to me.
People really, this is something that we're probably further away from others on. We don't like these helmets, but other people like them. I'm
think
not
I
into the
would.
helmet
I
collection.
think that like a Jango Fett one, I'd be much more likely to buy. But Mandalorian, like I'll never purchase that. I just don't care for the character as much.
Hmm, that's fair. Okay, now let's jump. So if you're a prequel collector, what would you? So what overall? What's your prequel? You're a prequel guy. What's your starter set?
Um, I would say it is the Sith Infiltrator. It's probably the best one. Just for the
You like that
price. Yeah.
over Obi-Wan's? You'd say that's your starter
Oh,
set?
I,
Obi-Wan
I
set's half the price.
probably Obi-Wan Starfighter. I think you could, I mean, if you want to spend a little more money, get the Sith Infiltrator. I think they're both just fantastic sets. The Sith Infiltrator is a little cooler of a ship, and you get Darth Maul, who's like awesome. I don't know, and you get Qui-Gon. You get some really quality figures. So I think they're right there with each other. I think you cannot go wrong with either set.
My issue is that there's a way better mall a long time ago. And
So
then this is,
the new Maul doesn't have pupils, I know. Are you a fan of
yeah,
that?
no. Is this the new one or
So I don't even care. I'm fine if he doesn't have pupils.
no?
I think he looks pretty evil.
See,
No,
they
that's
made
not the
so
new one.
many.
That's the old one.
This is it.
He
No
looks
pupils.
a little funky without pupils, but I'm not. It's not gonna make me shy away from purchasing the set.
So, but I just think this mall is so good. Like much better. The old mall is
Yes,
so much better looking.
I still think the new Maul's worth. I still think he's cool though, Nick. I don't. I wouldn't not buy the set just
No,
because
no, no.
he's not
He's
as good.
cool. He's cool, but I still like the old one more. But this gets me to my probably biggest recommendation, tip, or point. Most Legos take up a lot of space, and most people don't have a lot of space, but you can collect minifigures. Buying single minifigures you like on Bricklink is the biggest thing, right? When you're collecting, what do you want? You want all the core characters, right? It's right now with sets out, it's hard to get all the characters. I think going on Bricklink and buying affordable figures is a great starting spot. What do you think?
I completely agree, especially when you're tight on space. Like, we don't have a lot of space in our room either, and we could still purchase figures and get them in the, we could still have, little slivers of space we can still fit them in. So they're space efficient, they're cheap, and they look amazing on display.
Right? Like, let's say you want a mall for easily under $10, you can have a Darth Maul for yourself. Right? Let's say you want Qui-Gon.
I mean, yeah, it's
Under
affordable.
10. Look at you can get this
But
Qui-Gon. What set's this? Oh, it's a play set. That sucks. They play setted it. But yeah,
could have been awesome. Yeah,
you get Qui-Gon with leg printing under $10,
it's a quality fig. Yeah,
right? I just think if money's an issue, buying single figs you like is a great, great solution.
yeah.
And you can't right now, you can't even get all the like let's say you're really a big prequel guy. Who do you want? Right? You want Anakin,
Darth Maul.
Obi-Wan, Darth Maul, Dooku, Padme. There's no Dooku out there. He's a fortune right now. They haven't made Dooku forever. If you're right, like, don't you think a Dooku? That's something we don't have. We don't have a new Dooku. Right? Look, they've only
When's the
made
last?
three.
When's the last? They've only made. I did not know that, Nick.
This is the 2013. They
So
haven't made
that
a
there's only
Dooku.
one with a realistic face
Yeah,
that's not yellow.
yeah. Like we have this one.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. It's
I
expensive
just,
too.
I just don't like yellow.
No, that's why it kind of. I mean, I think the same goes for you, but it kind of makes me shy away from like Lego City stuff. I think the builds look
That
really cool, but the yellow people kind of throw me off.
that's my single biggest issue with Lego City. Yellow. Like same with Lego Castle. Same with that Viking set that's awesome.
Yep.
Yellow, there's something with the yellow flesh that just rubs me wrong. I think because when you know they have the skin tone, it's okay. It just seems better.
Yeah,
Or no,
yellow just throws me off for sure.
yeah. Like just look how good this figure is.
Yeah, but what if he was yellow? Like you'd be like, no way, it looks terrible.
Like
It's just not the same. It
I just
doesn't
don't
look
like
like him.
yellow figs displayed with tan, like the realistic color figs. I don't think they pair well. Like if you have only yellow figs, they look good together, but yellow and tan, like in skin flesh tone, don't look good.
That's a good
What do you think
point.
about Jedi Bob though? Do you like Jedi Bob? Because Jedi Bob Starfighter is going to come out. What do they call him?
Jedi Knight? They probably just call
Yeah,
him
it's called
Jedi
Jedi Knight.
Jedi Knight.
Yep. What do you think about
Um,
What do you think about him?
the new
Because
set or the old set?
it's
Or
the new
just the
one's
fig?
similar. The new one's well pretty similar.
I just think he's kind of a funny, like troll character. I'm not like dying to have him in my collection. You know, he's kind of just a throwaway for me. He's cool to have, but I'm not dying to have him at all.
So if someone's starting out, would you recommend picking up the new Jedi Bob Starfighter?
No, I want no, I want something that's between episode 1 through 6.
Agreed. Yeah, me
Also,
queue up.
does any if for people listening who don't know about the Jedi Bob, what I want to tell them about because he was originally called Jedi Knight, right? What was that set called? Is it the
So he comes in. We'll just show the set. One of the cool, great, awesome looking set.
it was the tank, right? Or not the tank, sorry. It was the gunship.
Mhm.
The old gunship. Here we go. All in 2002. It's old.
Yeah, he came out in 2002 gunship.
I love those phase 1 clones because they had they had the black face underneath where you put the and they had the indent in the helmet. That's like my favorite clone ever.
No, I
It's so
need one of
nice.
these figures.
Oh, they're so nice. They're
Like he's just
so nice. The line on top is above the visor looks a little funky though. Look, it kind of look. It's like
yeah,
going
this
on
one
there.
is that one does look weird.
That's real thick too. It's
Hmm.
real thick. Yeah, it's a must-have. But that Jedi Bob, yeah, why people start
So
calling him Jedi Bob?
I know there's just people started calling him, and then in one of the Lego visual dictionaries, they called him Jedi Bob for the first time.
Mm.
So it's like a fan thing that picked up. But
And now the Jedi Bob Starfighter's coming out this year, and it
yes,
is called the Starfighter, not the Jedi Knight Starfighter. So that's pretty funny.
it is. And so it's if you're a longtime collector and you want the figure that is niche and stuff, you could buy it. I don't know. I like it. He's very cool. I'm not sure.
I think,
If I
yeah, if you're
want to get
starting
it.
your collection, I don't think it's a smart move to get him though. There's so many good quality sets
Yeah,
and
so much
figs
to get.
to get instead.
Well, I think we hammered, the one thing the prequels don't have right now, they don't have a UCS. They don't have a master set. Like,
Could
what
you
do you
see one
buy?
getting released this year?
Well, I don't think this year. Maybe next year. Oh, actually, no, there's the Venator. If you're a big prequel lover and you want something expensive and exquisite and high end, you'd go after the Venator.
What's interesting though, I don't that Venator is not actually a prequel. I mean, it's a Clone Wars Venator. It's not actually in the movies because it has the red stripes on top. Have we seen, or is it? Have we
No,
seen
it
in
is.
live action with the red stripe on top?
Yes. Yeah. It just means it's
I
the
thought it
Jedi
was.
one. No.
We have seen it.
Yes. Yes. Come on.
All right, never mind.
Yeah. It means it's like a command one.
Okay. I almost wish they just made a normal one.
No way. The red one's way better.
I don't know. I like the normal one. I think
Look.
that's cool. Is that the
See?
command one? No, no, the red's not on the top.
Oh, on the bridge.
I knew it. Nick, I don't
See?
know. It's in live action in Revenge of the Sith. I don't think we got one.
Yes.
Nick, I'm pretty sure it's a Clone Wars one. I'm pretty sure we got a Clone Wars one. I don't think we've ever seen that live action, so Revenge of the Sith Venator, episode 3. Nick, that's gray. That's
I know
not
that
red.
one's gray.
That's
I know that
gray again. I don't
it's
think we've seen
Anakin's
one.
one is. Shoot, am I gonna be proved wrong?
I think you are, Nick. You're a little too confident. Sure.
No, I know this.
What's that quote from Star Wars where it's, your overconfidence is your weakness? It's a good quote. Yeah, I think you're wrong, Nick.
No, I
That
just
is a Clone Wars set.
what do they call it? The command Venator.
I don't know. All right. Should we just move on, Nick, to the next topic?
No, I need to figure this out.
Nick, just I'm telling you, it is not in episode 3.
We
It
need
is
to
a Clone
rewatch the
Wars set.
scene.
It's a Clone Wars set. They barely even show the Venator. They just show the overhead
The Venator does
video.
get a lot of hype for minimal. I guess it's because it's all over the Clone Wars.
Yeah, but I want the Venator from episode 3, not from the Clone Wars.
Mm. So you're not that into the Venator. Okay.
That
We'll give
kind
that
of
a half. So if you're a diehard and you need something big and expensive, you can get the Venator, but it's only half a episode 3 set.
yeah. It's just not even close to as good. Like, I guess we're just talking prequel sets, but if we're talking episode 1 through 6, I don't think anything's gonna beat the UCS Millennium Falcon, you know?
Oh, we'll get there. We'll get to that set. But let's go back to you're an original trilogy guy. Maybe you grew up with them, and then the newer movie, the prequels came out, and you thought they were okay, but you're still a diehard original trilogy fan. What do you think they should start with? I'm going to list off some sets that I think are good. So right, you've got the Cantina. That one's expensive. There's the Tantive 4 boarding. You have the MIDI scale Falcon. You have the Super Star Destroyer MIDI scale. You have the Star Destroyer play scale. You have the X-Wing or the TIE Interceptor. You've got the Tantive 4. And you now have the Desert Skiff. What one of those rings a bell for you?
I think the MIDI scale Falcon, if you want to not spend money, and if you want to spend serious money, you get the UCS Falcon. It's the most iconic ship in Star Wars. I think every collector needs a Falcon. Why not start out with it, you know?
Okay, well, let's look at the MIDI scale one first.
The detail's awesome on it. I love it. $85 is a little pricey though,
It's a
but
little pricey, and remember, you don't have a single fig. You don't have Han Solo. You don't have Luke. You don't have Chewie. You don't have Obi-Wan, right? You don't have these figs. You
yeah,
don't have
but
Luke.
I think for this price range, if you want quality display ability, like really good display ability and quality, you can't have everything for this price range. That's why you get the UCS Falcon. If you want the figs and you want everything to look as detailed and incredible on display, you get the UCS Falcon, but with that comes spending, you know, a lot more money. You're gonna spend 800 more bucks, you know. You're not gonna get everything.
My rub with this is the sequel characters.
I'm right with you. Is it enough though to deter you from purchasing the set for 850 bucks?
It just feels like I'm only getting 3 figs for 850.
And that is, yeah,
Like, do you want this Ray? Does the Ray
no, it's going
does
in
the
the
Ray add,
trash.
does the Ray add any value to you?
No, I just have no emotional connection to Ray. I just
How
don't.
about Finn?
No.
More than Ray though.
Yeah, even even the old Han Solo,
I'm just so anti the sequels.
I'm right with you. Yeah,
So
so
like
it is like
these,
you're getting 3 figs.
I don't like old Han Solo
No.
because he just so well I guess 3PO, but you get C3PO you get every set.
It's
It
not a
feels
big
like
deal. Yeah.
so he's not really that good of a get. But that's like the Han and the Leia and the Chewie are great.
They didn't
But
really go above and beyond with those figs either, Nick. They could have really gave like Chewie arm printing. They could have gave Han dual molded legs like they have before. They could have gave Leia maybe some arm
They could have
printing.
had side leg printing for Han Solo. Well,
Why not
we
just
gotta
go dual
pull up.
molded legs? Because
That's
there
true.
is a
That
previous
too.
Han Solo they made with dual molded legs, and he looks like probably one of the best figures I've ever seen. He looks absolutely amazing.
Well, it's dual molded legs, but there's also side leg printing.
Yeah, that's amazing. This Cloud City set is fantastic.
This set wasn't that popular when it came out. I love this. I would love to have this set.
My biggest critique of it though is probably just because it's not to scale,
This
but
being small,
it kind of feels like the Death Star, doesn't it? How they have all the
I like it.
scenes.
You can't make it this certain sets you'll never be able to make the scale. But you can just combine the cool rooms.
Yeah, I honestly am okay. Yeah, I'm more okay with it not being to scale just because they have all the iconic scenes. I could live with
Yeah,
it.
it's awesome.
The
Look how
Bespin
many,
duel
look
is
how
awesome.
many, this is what I like. At the end of the day, Master Builder series are by far the best Lego sets. Star Wars sets.
Better than UCS.
Yeah. UCS is the most overrated thing ever.
So would you recommend you'd always get Master Builder over UCS?
Uh-huh.
So
My
Nick, what about a UCS Falcon or a Master Builder Cantina?
Cantina.
Really?
Look at
I mean, it's a lot cheaper.
it's half the price. You get an iconic. The Falcon's going to be the Falcon alone is a better build, but look at all the good figs you get.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a
Look at
nearly perfect set.
they can't do a zoom up because there's so many figs. Right? If you're starting out, who do you want? Han, Chewie, Luke, Obi-Wan, R2, C3PO. You
And
probably want
you get all those aliens that Star Wars is so known for, you know.
Greedo, a Jawa, all the guys from the Cantina. You get this guy has like 1 second screen time. So does Cabe. Like you get this guy. You get
The
the
spy.
doctor, yeah, doctor guy. You get Ponda Baba. Great stormtroopers for Obi-Wan to say, they use this phrase. Like, these are not the droids you were looking for. Can you do
These are
that
not the
phrase well?
droids you're looking for. No, I'm terrible doing
You
an
get the
impression
Cantina
of.
band.
Yeah, the Cantina band I think is the best part. Those
And you
figures are
just
awesome.
you get this iconic scene and I don't know. I just think this is above and beyond the best set to start with, which is why getting back into collecting like a year and a half ago, that was what I first bought. So that would be by far my number. If you're starting and you can spend it and you're a original trilogy, or even if you are a mainly prequel and you like the original trilogy a lot, the Cantina is everything you need.
Yes, I think it checks off all the boxes. You know, I think it's great on display, the figures are there, and the price is reasonable. It's not a crazy price range for that many figs.
It's just nice to get. Oh, I can't stand these UCS sets to get one figure. It's frustrating for $240, right? Like, let's talk about this X-Wing. The X-Wing looks perfect. It's way cooler in person as well.
Oh, it looked
It's
fantastic, yes.
it's so cool. The Luke minifigure is perfect. He's amazing. He has arm printing. He has dual molded legs. I've got him right here. This is the keychain version though. I'll talk about that hack eventually. But this Luke looks great. The X-Men looks great. $240 for one figure. Doesn't that kind of rub you wrong?
Yeah, it puts a bad taste on my mouth. It's ridiculous how we don't get at least like 3 figures. Why not throw in 3? What's
Yeah,
so hard
just like
about that?
a display plaque, like yeah. Maybe Luke at a few different pilots or just something else for that price.
And
That's my issue with low minifig count sets.
I'm right with you. I mean, there's so many pilots in the Star Wars universe you could throw in there too. Red
What are
leader,
some
blue leader.
what's a lower cost starter original trilogy set?
Um, I said the Falcon, the midi scale Falcon. I mean, you're
Yeah,
not gonna have figures, but it's still nice on display, and it's reasonable.
that's fair.
I
I
would say that's
think
the best.
this. I
That's
think
nice
boarding the
too.
Tana 4, if you want, let's say you want figures, you're at a lower cost, you want an iconic scene. I like this. This is a really good option. How come we don't want this
Yes.
set? What's our pushback
Okay,
on it?
my big issue with it, I think it looks great. Everything's great about it, except it doesn't look good on display for me. It feels like a playset.
Well,
That's
it
my
is.
big.
It's a play with hint of display.
Oh, there's way too much play and way too little display for me to purchase it. I wish it was 90% display, 10% play, the other way around. I would have purchased it the day one for sure.
Yeah, it's two play. And the issue is the more you collect, right? We have stormtroopers, we have rebel troopers, we have the Vader. Like there's no new figure. Like I don't want repeats of the same figures. That's the big issue when you collected more. But a starter, this is a great set. You get stormtroopers, rebels, Vader.
Yes, even though the display ability isn't top tier, it's still a solid starter set. I think it's all about what you're looking for. Are you looking for a quality display piece, or are you looking for a decent display piece, like maybe decent to lower tier display, but solid figure count for a reasonable price, you know?
If the cantina's out of your price range, but you like the things that presents, I think this is your next best option.
So you'd like that over the MIDI scale Falcon for $70?
If you're looking for if you settle on the cantina, but you can't afford it, I would go with this just for because this is like a shrunk down style. It's a great scene. It's not as clean looking, but you have lots of figures and such. You get Vader. The Falcon, you just don't get any figures. And I think one of the thing that sets Lego apart is there's figures versus other like they're not what makes Lego not a model is that they have like the little guy. And I just love the figures. So
That is a solid take. I would say, I mean, me personally, I would still have the MIDI scale Falcon, but I'm right with you with the that purchasing that Tanta 4 boarding is not a bad idea either.
okay, but let's say you love the Star Destroyer. You love it. You think it's so cool, menacing. Do you pick up this? Why or why not? Like, what do you think about this?
I I think it's pretty nice looking. That Cal Kestis fig's really cool too, but I mean,
That's
if you
niche.
start,
That's so
yeah,
niche.
but I think it looks pretty nice. Obviously it's way too small to be anything near minifig scale, but because that because we'll never actually get a minifig scale Star Destroyer, I'm kind of okay with this smaller scale for only $160. And I think the comes with some nice looking figures. Yeah, I like it.
And and it has an interior. I
I
want to
don't,
see this in person a lot because it feels small online, but sets are often better looking in person. There's something about it versus like when other things you buy it and it's not as good or it's like okay. Legos are the opposite. They have this in-person quality where they're just I don't know why, but they look better, bigger, cooler in person.
yeah, they certainly do. I think it would look much better in person. I'm actually not the biggest, I don't really care that much about an interior. Like I don't know. I'm not the biggest. I'm never gonna open it up really. I'm just gonna keep it displayed with the exterior showing. So I don't really care too much about the interior. I
Yeah,
would
it's
almost be
effect.
fine with them just putting like Technic pieces in the interior, making it a little bigger, or saving us some money and using less bricks. You know?
So like a smaller version of a UCS.
Yeah, yeah. But it's still worth picking up. I like it. I'd give it solid. Like I don't know. It's a solid 8 out of 10 set. I think it's really
Okay.
nice.
What about the Desert Skiff?
We go over this on our last podcast?
Yeah, but let's just stay started. I just thinking about it from the perspective of a new collector.
Um, the Desert Skiff is priced at $80. decent fig count actually for $80. Um, I think it's actually not a bad set for new collectors.
I
You get some
really,
nice quality
really like it for
figs.
new collectors.
I think it's really nice. You get some quality figs too. Iconic figs as well.
I like getting like this guy fits in with like original trilogy, right? Everyone can remember him, 9 nub, or is this 10 nub?
I'm not sure at all.
What's
Probably
the
check the
box say?
name. I think it's 9 nub.
9 nub. Everyone remembers who's a big fan. Remembers 9 nub in Lando in the Falcon. You know, in episode 6.
Yeah, no, he's an awesome figure to have. I mean, it's just in addition to all the other figs, it's a really nice looking set. I think the Sarlacc pit looks really nice. It's like the rock work around the sides looks much
Mhm.
nicer than the previous build. Overall, it's a really quality set.
Yeah, you get and right, you get Luke. This is a cool Luke, not whiny Luke. That issue of the canteen is you get whiny Luke, episode 4 Luke. Boba, which is super clean, although it's not the Return of the Jedi Boba, but I don't think a new collector be able to that much by it. You get the Chewie, and you get Lando, which isn't in all. Lando's not in every kind of set. I still prefer like Cloud City looking Lando.
Yeah, I'm right with you.
That's a fig we don't have that I would really like. That's all I was thinking about, and it's expensive to get him. So,
Hopefully, comes out another set. It's a real hope.
what do you think a Lando that is good would be? Let's look up Lando. What do you think?
What do you mean
How much do you think he costs? I guess that's
for
about
Cloud City Lando?
yeah, like a good one.
A good one, I don't know, like 40,
Oh,
five
because do you
bucks.
like this one?
Uh, no,
What if you
isn't that when he's all
swap
old?
his head? And the hair is old hair too. Yeah. Do you like young Lando?
He looks pretty. I mean, I didn't like the movie that much, but he looks kind of cool. He don't. He looks really neat. Yeah,
See, this is the
classic,
20th anniversary one.
classic Lando.
This is the
Oh
original one from
yeah,
Cloud City. That one's expensive. Oh my gosh. But this is the best one. Look at that cape. It's gold inside, blue outside.
that's yeah, it's awesome.
This
It
is
looks
a
great.
great, this is a ridiculously good figure.
Look at his
I
shirt
want this
too. How it
again.
has those creases and stuff on it.
I know. I love this figure.
It's really nice.
How much is he? Oh my gosh, it's a $200 figure. Wow.
Gosh, he's not worth $200, Nick.
No. No, he's not.
Do you have any other sets you want to go over? For new collectors? Any other sets?
Well, now let's talk a little more about like niche. Or not niche, but let's say you're kind of like the Clone Wars is your bread and butter. What do you like? What do you start with now? I think
Ahsoka Troopers Battle Pack.
that is a good answer, but I don't think it's the correct one. Rex's Microfighter. If you're a big Clone Wars guy, you want to buy this. Rex has been hard for people to get. He's been super expensive, and now he's available in an affordable set. The Rex is nowhere near perfect, but he's still a good figure. And he's still a very strong start to a collection. What do you think?
Yes, the only downside to purchasing that is that all you're doing is spending 13 bucks for a minifigure. So you're not really purchasing a set. With the Ahsoka Trooper Battle Pack, at least you're getting some like a swamp speeder that can look much more better on display than that hideous microfighter. So the actual build is a little more reasonable, I would say.
That's
And you get
fair.
more you get 3 more figures.
This is my number 2 on the list. I just think a lot of people really like, they think of Clone Wars, they think of clones, they think of the main clone, they think of Rex.
Yeah,
I
no,
love
there's no wrong answer really. Those
this is
are by far the
awesome
top
too,
2.
though. The real that all written down. Those only 2 I had. I guess the Venator a bit. The Venator falls into the UCS trap. It's $650 for 2 figures. one of which you can get for $13 now. And I don't know if I want to spend $650 on bricks alone. I like figures.
I'm right with you. That Admiral Yularen figure does look real nice, but yeah, two figures for $650 and no interior, Nick, which is ridiculous.
But you said you didn't mind no interior on the Star Destroyer.
I think it's different when it's a UCS set you're paying $650 for.
And the ship's so big and it doesn't have an interior, and the
It's
smaller ship
huge.
does.
It's sick, Nick. You're paying $650. You better have an interior, or at least a
Yeah.
what's it called again? Like a observation deck, you know?
At least one spot. That's where the Falcon has a lot of saving grace.
They do a
And
great
that's
job having all
right.
these scenes. Yeah, they have a bunch of panels that open up where you got them playing
You actually have
holo chess.
and this is minifig scale. See, these are good face prints on the ramp, but you can actually put guys in the gunning seat.
Oh, go back. Do they show? Oh, here we go. Yep, holo table.
You have the hollow table. So really, there's not a ton of interior, but you have the main things you'd want, which I think is a good compromise for integrity of the build and the key parts.
Because yeah, I would have. Maybe that's my big issue that I just discovered now with the Venator. They could have had just a couple little panels that open up with
Like
some
this.
nice, yeah, with some interior.
Yeah.
That's yeah. It'd be really nice if they had just had a couple panels where you could put like Rex and Yularen. It'd be
I
really
would have
nice.
been, if they had a few panels for a couple good scenes, like
Like
where
the
all
observation deck where they
yeah,
stand out and look out.
yeah. I just, right, you think of, because you think of the Falcon, what do you think of? Luke running, like them running to the guns,
Yeah.
them playing hollow chess, them in the cockpit.
Luke training. Luke, they have the scene too. Luke with the whatever the force ball shooting the when
But
he
that's,
Luke training.
is that in the hollow chess room?
Not in the hall. What room was that in? Remember he did it on the Falcon?
They
They
might
have
not
that.
have room for
No, I
that.
thought I saw that. I'm pretty sure I saw him. They had a room with him.
They don't have Luke in it.
Go back. Oh, they don't have that room. What
Maybe
room was he
the
training in then? Whatever. For some reason, I don't know.
crazy how many Falcons they've released.
Gosh, that cost 1.6 thousand.
Yeah.
Gosh, look at those figs. Like, look at how funny Han Solo looks. He looks. The figs
The
have gotten
old
so
build.
much better now than they used to be.
Does this have an interior?
I
Like the
don't
new
even.
one's so much better. Like this cockpit sucks.
Yeah, it looks terrible, and they could barely fit. Look, they're just squeezing in.
This set's not that good.
I think there's just some sentimental value.
Yeah.
It's real long too. Oh my gosh. The new one looks so much better. They've gotten so much better at designing the sets.
Yeah. As time goes on, see the one thing, but so unrelated to new collectors, but we have a lot of figures. We have Luke, Han, Obi-Wan, Leia. We don't have a good Lando, but we need this set. This is like the finishing touch that I could use.
It is. It's just
When you have time, space. Space is the biggest factor for this set. You need a lot of space.
unfortunately we do not have any space, Nick. So I feel like right now our goal is to just be expanding our minifigure collection, and then we could work on once we build some shelves, which
Mhm.
that's our plan is to get some shelves in so we have more space. Then maybe attack, the Millennium Falcon is probably the number one target,
I
wouldn't you say?
agree. Yeah, I think it is. Unless they release another Master Builder series set, the UCS Millennium Falcon is probably number one, and they just ditch the figures that suck.
Yeah, I guess it's not as big of a problem for us because we already have all the figures we really kind of need in the Falcon.
Real quick, I want to cover a few more sets. I think the Ghost, if you're a big Rebels fan, the Ghost is cool because it has the Phantom and the Ghost. You don't get the Rebels figs though, which is the
If
thing that rubs me wrong.
it falls into the trap of the Millennium Falcon kind of, where it doesn't have all the
Yes.
figs.
Yeah, and since we don't have Rebels figs yet in their form, I just don't want. I don't know. I don't want to have to go out and buy Ezra and Kanan and actually we have Sabine, but and buy what's the one guy, the alien guy,
Zeb.
Zeb. Yeah, like you need those figures to make the set right. It's same thing, the same Falcon argument.
Yeah, well, what happened was they released it during the time of the Ahsoka show. So they had to make it Ahsoka show themed, you know? They weren't gonna throw in all the it's not a Rebels set, which kind of stinks. I wish they just made it a Rebels set, but they didn't,
They should have just put
unfortunately.
Rebels figs and new figs in it and made it more expensive. And just given you like 10 figs and made it like a crazy good set.
Unfortunately,
would
Lego
do
doesn't
that.
do that. They will never give you 10 figs in a $160 set.
I think that, at the beginning you're talking about how battle packs are your favorite
Mhm.
because the figs.
Yeah.
Look, you get 5 figures, really 4, because it's one's a droid,
Yeah.
and a $160 set. You get 4 figures in a battle pack.
Yeah.
That's
And they're better figures and they're cooler.
Uh-huh.
They're clones, Nick.
Yeah, battle packs really are a can't miss.
The value is
So-
just there. The value is just amazing with battle packs. I think one
So-
more red flag, Nick, that I would stay with, like the Bark speeder chase for me is a red flag, glaring red flag.
Really?
30 bucks? I don't know, like 30 bucks. Like, do I care about Kellerman Beck? Like, he's like, I don't even consider him canon.
You do
He's
kind of
not
get a
1 through
Jedi though.
6.
I like Jedi. You get 2 501st troopers.
They have helmet holes, though. It's just two, 3 figures, 30 bucks. One of them's not very iconic at all. Like Kellerman Beck's a Jedi, but I don't really consider
Okay,
him
let's
meaningful
talk pricing. If this was $8, would you buy it?
easily.
If it was 15, would you buy it?
Yeah, but 30's crazy, Nick.
So it's just a matter of price.
Price, yeah,
Would you buy it for 20?
no.
Yeah, you'd think about it. 15, it's a buy.
If
Is
they
it?
put Anakin, if they put Revenge of the Sith Anakin in with 2 501st, I'd buy it for 100. Like
That'd be cool.
it's just all about the figs, Nick. Kellerman Beck, I'm not gonna buy it. You put
That's-
Revenge of the Sith Anakin, I'm gonna buy it.
That's something we get to talk about. One figure that's a little gate kept, or Revenge of the Sith Anakin,
With
is
the
pricey.
especially the light side, right?
Yeah.
With the
Well,
light
this
side
one,
face.
like, you get the issue of this is you have the headpiece in it, and still we're talking 20-ish. Again, headpiece.
Clone Wars armor.
Yeah. Like this is a Clone Wars one set, really. Like we're like, again, headpiece. Again, no light side. And we're getting the expensive here. Like there's only one. Or is there 2?
There's one.
Oh, there's 2. Is he a little mean here though?
No, he looks pretty normal. He looks a little upset. Does he look like he's on the light side? He looks like he's turning into his anger. Go on the
Yeah.
other figure and show his face. I want to see how his face looks compared to that. Look, that looks like he's on the light side. He has a smile.
Yeah.
He looks content with his life. The other one, he has like a frown on. He's still kind of reaching into the dark side. I would say this is the only fig where I would confidently say he's on the light side
Yeah, they only have one light side Anakin.
from a great set too. Click on
And
that set.
I happen to be holding him.
Yeah, it's actually mine. He stole it from me and then took it to Boston. Nick, click on that set, will you?
Do you think we should rebuild it?
What a beautiful looking set. I know it's a play set, but boy, it looks really nice still, especially at the Senate chamber part, like the chair and all the windows. The figures on this set are unbelievable, Nick. Like, how good are these figs?
The build's not that good. It's
No.
kind of like
There's
How
some
do you
good
really
parts to
just?
it though. I like the chairs they have there, see the small chairs
Okay.
and then the Senate chair. I like how the windows, there's some parts that you could, I feel like if you took it apart and kind of adjusted it, I kind of mocked it out you could like build a mock up or using those bricks and kind of building around it. You could probably make a really good mock.
Yeah, it's just a little like it need to be more condensed.
Yeah, but you can condense it if you want, I bet.
If they remake this as a diorama, how good of a set would that be?
Oh, it'd be fantastic. But do you know why, Nick? Look at the figures. Look at how nice the figures are. Like they don't
Is
have the
this
most
the
detail, Nick. I'll be honest. Like they don't have the most detail, but the figures are just they're amazing. They're all Jedi. That they're all Force wielders, which is just amazing. And
is
obviously,
this ooh, could that this set be the best fig selection of any set ever? And if not, think of one that's better off top of your head.
um, fix. Ooh, I don't know, Nick. This is right. Maybe like the one of the gunships. I don't think they beat this set though, do they?
I don't know.
Maybe
This
maybe
has
like an Old Republic set.
but at most they really only have one really good figure.
Pull up some Old Republic sets. I think there's probably some Old Republic sets that have better figures, like one with Malgus that might just take the prize.
No, because look at
That's kind of not the best figure count.
yeah, Malgus is great, but those
No,
two are
go on
just
the other
not
one
eh.
with that. Go with the one with Satil Shan's fighter.
This one?
Okay, that's pretty. No, but that one's pretty. Look at these figs. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, but still, that has figs you love. That is all the
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty sweet.
yeah, but it's really it's not close to me.
No,
I think you have an art you can argue the ATOT dropship because it has 6 plain white and 2 pilot clones.
that's a good set. Um,
So and 2 pilot has 2 or 1 pilot or 2.
what about the AT-AT for figure selection?
Which one?
The new one,
Uh oh,
UCS.
we didn't get to. I thought we were going to talk about that set one. I was planning on it.
Solid fig selection.
Solid, but they didn't give us an amazing Luke. It's not like it's the dual molded legs, arm printing Luke.
No, I do like that a lot of storm. I like a lot of snow troopers though.
This is good. It's only 5. This is good.
Okay, I've got the only competitor I can name, I think, is probably the Cantina.
Yeah.
I think the
See, that's
Cantina is the only
Can-
competitor.
Cantina has so many. How do you compete with the Cantina?
Well, Palpatine's arrest is crazy Jedi count.
Yeah.
That's nice. With
This
Coleman
is
Trevor
Coleman,
and
Trevor,
Mace.
Mace, good clone, but it's yeah. Palpatine's arrest is still better. I think this is pretty. And the Anakin and Ahsoka are weak. It's just the Rex and
That
the
Rex is serious though. That Rex is top tier. It's fantastic. Yeah, I think Palpatine's arrest might take the cake for the best figure selection.
it
I mean,
might. I,
what cloud set are you looking
or
at? The new one?
yeah.
Well, let's name how many like let's see what figs I actually care about in this set. Like, I like the Boba.
Do you like this?
I guess he's neat to have, but like just scroll down. Let's just see.
Boba's perfect. That's an A plus.
Cloud Car Pilot. I mean, that's a pretty awesome fig, actually. Cloud
And you
Car
get
Pilot.
2. That's
It's pretty
cool.
neat. Go down.
You get the really good Han Solo.
That's the money fig.
You get by far the best Solo. I like the Solo and I like this outfit. Him going to the Carbonite. Is that the new mold Stormtrooper or the old mold?
Old. Or it looks like it's
Oh,
not the
that's a good
oldest mold.
figure.
It's like
In
we
between,
don't
that's a
have,
good
yeah,
figure. You
it's
get 2 of them. You get the A plus Lando.
That Cloud City Luke is money.
Cloud City Luke.
Money figure. I don't talk about that enough. It's a really nice figure.
I like this Leia in the Bespin outfit. This is a good figure.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it.
And you get this guy.
Gosh, I think this
This is
set really it's very similar to the Cantina for me.
this is one of the gosh. This could be one of my most sets I wish I had. That we missed out on.
I'm right there with you, Nick. I think it is amazing. How similar does it feel to the Cantina for you? Doesn't it feel really similar?
It does. It's because it's Master Builder. And then Ewok Village.
Ewok Village is a serious set. I mean, that thing looks
If they
incredible.
supposedly they're gonna remake this year. If they do,
I heard it has
and
less figs though. It's rumored to have less figs,
if
like
they
8
give it
figs or something.
if they give it a 17 fig treatment again, it's an immediate buy.
It's a nice cloth piece for
It
Leia.
is good Leia.
It's a nice
Like
Luke.
just like the good trooper with the balaclava head. Good Ewoks.
I
Good
like how
scout
many I
trooper.
like getting a lot of Ewoks, Nick, because it's unreal. It's stupid to only give us like
Yeah,
2
look at
Ewoks. You got to give us a
1,
lot.
2, 3, 4, 5.
It's really nice. Yeah, it's a really
So,
nice set. I'm really hoping we get another one because that
but they need to do it right, not just make the set.
yeah.
So wrapping it up, you're a new collector. What's your number one set you recommend to someone? No budget. You get one pick. It has to be currently viable.
No budget, one pick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say it is the Cantina.
Okay, I was gonna go with that too. So I'm gonna say let's go with a bud. You have a budget,
So that's our non-budget. That's unlimited money.
non-budget.
What if you have what if you have a budget and you're on a budget?
Obi-Wan Jedi Starfighter.
It's a
Assuming
solid
you
pick.
like prequels.
I'm sure most people would, I think.
My runner-up would be the Clone Battle Pack, but it's kind of nice to have a named figure. The ship is a little cleaner for display. It looked good alone. The Clone Battle Pack isn't really that display,
No,
so I
you're
think
buying it for
Obi-Wan
the figs.
Starfighter.
That is fantastic analysis, Nick.